Alright guys, welcome to today's video. So what we're doing in today's video is percentage by mass calculation. But before that, I want to implore you again to click that subscription button and click the notification bell so that when we drop new video, you are going to be the first person to see it. Now let's get started with today's video. So our topic today is actually percentage by mass calculation. How can you calculate questions like this? As they will just ask you that this particular compound, find the mass of oxygen in this compound. Look at the question. They said, what is the percentage by mass of oxygen in this compound Al2SO4 bracket 3 and this 2? Now, how do you do something like this? How do you do questions like this? So let's go firstly say they give us the molar mass. So solution. The thing is, this question is actually very simple, but on the first time you firstly see it, you think it's this compound are very long, clinical. So whenever you see questions like this, the first thing you will do is that the compound they gave you, right, write it out. Now, after you now write it out, the next thing you want to do is to find the molar mass of the entire compound. You will find the molar mass of this whole compound. You will find the whole molar mass of everything, and it's very simple. I'm going to teach you how to do something like this. I'm going to teach you now. Let's do it now. So the molar mass of this compound, the molar mass of the entire compound of Al2SO4 into bracket 3 is very long, but it's very simple. So let me just do it like this. Let me write it here. Now, what's the molar mass of aluminum? That is 27. If you look at it, there's a subscript there. So what you do is you multiply it by the subscript. Do you understand? Now, what are you going to do next? You add it. You are not multiplying because of bracket. No. Now, what is the implication of having 3 as your subscript here? This implication is that everything in this bracket is multiplied by the mass of this element inside. So to make your work easier, what you just do is that you will multiply 3 by the things inside this bracket. So it will now be starting with 3. Do you understand what I did? Because 3 here is like you can use it to open the bracket. Like if you use 3, you can use it to open the bracket here. That is to be 3 times 1, 3 times 4. Do you understand? Because there's nothing here, means that this place is 1. So it's 3 times 1, 3 times 4. Do you understand? So you start with 3 to make your work easier. You will now open the bracket. Now, what's the molar mass of sulfur? It is now what? 32 plus. Do you get the picture? What's the molar mass of oxygen? It is what? 16. Now look at oxygen. It still have another subscript. So we multiply it by the subscript. That's 4. Now this dot here is plus. You know, in physics or mathematics, when you are under variation, joint variation, and you put dot, is multiplication. But under this place is addition. So don't be confused. Now the same thing we do here, we are going to do here. These 2 here, we will use it to open the brackets. So it will now be 2 into. What is hydrogen? The molar mass of hydrogen is what? 1. What is subscript? That's 2. Plus oxygen, you can see these 2 is in front of both hydrogen and oxygen. So they will both be in the bracket. So oxygen also is what? 16. Do you understand? So we have been able to get the thing. So the next thing is just to add everything together. So 27 times 2, that is 54, plus 3 into 32 plus 64 plus 2 into 18. So let's quickly finish up. 54 plus then 3 in this one now. Although you don't need to follow all this process, you can just do everything at once. But it's because I'm just teaching you, that's why I just have to follow all these things. So 32 plus 64, that's around, let me try to use my calculator to make things easier and faster. So that would be 32 plus 64, that would be 96, right? 96 times 3, don't let us waste time, that's 288. 288 plus 2 times 18, that will be 36. So the next thing we are now doing is the whole molar mass of the whole compound now. So just write it here. I cannot write it because of our time. So just add everything together. So what are you going to get? 54, 288 plus 54 plus 36. So that will be 378. Now, you are able to get the whole total molar mass of the whole compound. The next thing you are now trying to get is the what? You will now get the mass of all the oxygen in this compound. That's the next thing you want to do. Now look at it. I want you to just do this brain work. How many oxygen do you think is in this compound? Just try to test yourself. How many oxygen do you think is in this compound? So if you know the number, drop it in the comment section. Although I'm going to say it, but just drop it as you are watching now. Drop it in the comment section. I want to see that if you are really following. Now look at it now. How many oxygen is there? Now let's count. Look at it. We have one oxygen here. I want us to count together. We have one oxygen here. We have another oxygen here. Now, how do you now know the number of oxygen we have? Now look at this oxygen. It is 4. We have 4 oxygen here, right? There is still now another 3 in front. And I told you implication of the 3 is that you have to multiply 3 by this 4 to get the whole oxygen there. I hope you understand. I hope I'm not confusing you. Do you understand? So it means here we have 12 oxygen here. 12 oxygen. 12 oxygen we have here. Now the same thing here too. Look at this place. We have 2 in front of water. So it means both hydrogen and oxygen, they are sharing these 2. So it means if hydrogen here is, number of hydrogen here will be 2 like that. It will be 4. 2 times 2, 4. The same thing with oxygen. There's a subscript of 1 here. 2 times 1, 2. So it means the number of oxygen here is 2 plus the 12 here. So that will be what? 14 oxygen. Do you understand like that? So that will be 4. Sorry. So we have what? Sorry, we have 2 oxygen here. So how many oxygen do we have total in the whole compound? We have 14 oxygen. So now what is the molar mass of oxygen? The molar mass of oxygen is what? Sorry, you multiply. Molar mass of oxygen is what? 16. So you just use your calculator, then you get the answer. So 16 times 4, you can use your primary school thing. This, then we get 24. 4 times 1, that is 4, plus this 64. 6, 1, 4, 12. So you get your 24. So this one is addition. So now now you have been able to get the molar mass of oxygen. The next thing we want to now get is the percentage by mass, which is the main thing we want to do. You're now going to say the percentage. Let me write it in full. Percentage. Let me just say, therefore, the percentage by mass of oxygen in the whole compound is what? In Al2SO4 into bracket 3 is equals to, it will now be molar mass of oxygen, molar mass of the total number of oxygen that we have. Let me take this away. Oh, don't forget, we got 228. So molar mass of oxygen of the total oxygen that we have, which is 228, over molar mass of the entire compound, which is Al2SO4 into bracket 3.2H2O. So you now multiply by what? By 100%. So which also means that that's 14 oxygen over Al2SO4 into bracket 3.2H2O. So what do we get in that aspect? 228 over 378 times 100%. So what do we have? So let's press our calculator and confirm. So that would be 228 divided by 378. I think I've made a mistake in the 14 times 16 is 224. Maybe I made a mistake when I rewrote it. I probably forget the number because I've rubbed it before I remember I still need it. So 224 divided by 378. So yeah, so this place is 224. So our final answer is what? 59.25. Oh, let me use another color. 59.25%. So that's our final answer for today's calculation. So do you understand everything we did in this video? I hope you understand. So looking at this option now, what do you think will be your answer? So of course this will be your answer. So option D is the right answer for this question. So thank you very much for joining today's video tutorial, and I must really say, if you are able to watch this video to this aspect, I must say you are really intentional, and I can't wait to see you succeed, and see you in the next episode of our UTME video tutorial. Thank you very much. Bye.